What tools are available to help with document automation?
Well, again, let's talk through those sort of three categories of document automation. As we think about digitization, the first sort of piece of automation, that really ties to sort of how do I get digital versions of what would otherwise be a paper document. And the easiest one to think about there is using a digital fax service, a proper, cloud fax service or a fax server rather than a traditional fax machine. But it might also include things like using PDF versions of otherwise paper-based documents, scan those on a multifunction printer, and be able to get a digital version of that document in your hands. We definitely see the adoption of digital fax services as being a huge enabler there for digitization, a real big leap forward. The second category, when we spoke about workflow, there are a variety of technologies out there, and Concord provides some that are designed around being able to handle documents in their digital form effectively and accurately and securely, obviously, as well. So we want to make sure that the users in the practice have tools to be able to view documents easily, split them up into document sections for different patients, be able to complete forms, be able to digitally sign them, be able to make them searchable so they can quickly find and retrieve documents, be able to route documents outside of the practice and keep track of it, that they're waiting for a response from an outside party. So all of those things that would typically be done in a very manual, paper-based way are very easy to transition to a digital process, but you need the right tools. Those workflow tools will almost always be very, very tightly integrated with the practice's EHR or practice management solutions or other technologies that have. And that real tight link between what you're using to manage your documents and what you're using to manage all your patient data is really, really critical to make sure that those systems connect very well. The third category that I'd mentioned earlier was data extraction. This is an area where artificial intelligence has given us a huge boost over the last few years. And artificial intelligence today, and combined with a variety of other technologies, are able to essentially read a document for you as it comes in, be able to figure out what it is, what its purpose is, and be able to go and pluck out the information from that document that matters to you. Go and find the patient information, go and find the insurance payer data, and do that all automatically. In almost all cases, it would surface that document to a human to verify, so that there's some validation and verification of the information before an automated action was taking place. But it takes away all of that manual overhead of somebody having to scrounge through pages of documents and hunt for information and manually be keying it in, and all of the time overhead and all of the process overhead tied to that. It also means that when you deploy technology like that you can typically automate a lot of the front-end work, automatically associate a document with the correct patient's chart or encounter in your EHR, link those together. You can automatically route a document to the right team to work on, automatically prioritize a document that contains information that should be looked at more urgently. All of those things are possible as a result of the data extraction capability.